Good afternoon, dear students. Today we are going to discuss about production of wines and type of wines. What is wine? It is defined as a product made by alcoholic fermentation of grape juice by yeast and subsequent aging process. So it is a product made by alcoholic fermentation of grape juice inoculated with yeast followed by aging. However, wines can also be prepared by fermentation of other fruit juices, berries, honey, etc. We here are going to discuss about production of grape wine. Grape wine may either be red or white in color. For making red wine, red pigment from the skin of purple or red variety of grapes is extracted, whereas for making white wine, white or green grape juice is fermented. Red wines are fermented along with the skin of the grapes to extract the color that is present in the skin. And here we are going to discuss about production of red wine. So if we compare white and red wine, white wine is prepared from green or white variety of grapes. The grapes are destemmed, crushed, macerated, pressed and then fermented by adding the yeast. For making red wine, the grapes are destemmed, crushed and along with the skin itself we carry out the fermentation by adding the yeast and then pressed, and then the rest of the process follows. Okay, so the main steps are harvesting the yeast, harvesting the grapes, crushing the grapes, fermentation, clarification and bottling. Here we are discussing the manufacturing of red wine. So the grapes are harvested, crushed, fermented by adding yeast, then clarification and bottling follows. Okay, so the first is preparation of grape juice. So grapes of variety especially adopted for wine making are harvested at a stage when they have desired sugar content. The sugar content may range from 15 to 25% depending upon the variety of grapes and the degree of ripeness. So the grapes are first removed from the stem, they are crushed by machines, then they are treated with sulfur dioxide or potassium metabisulfite in equivalent amount. SO2 or potassium metabisulfite treatment is given to inhibit the growth of undesirable microorganisms like acetic acid bacteria or lactic acid bacteria or some wild yeast are to be inhibited. Okay, so they are done. That is done by adding SO2, giving SO2 treatment. SO2 is also desirable to bind acetaldehyde that is formed during fermentation, which has certain undesirable organoleptic properties. SO2 also inhibits the oxidative enzymes. So after SO2 treatment is given, fermentation process is carried out. So 2 to 5% of special yeast, that is Saccharomyces cerevisiae variety ellipsoides, is added to the crushed grapes juice, that is called as must, instead of trusting on the yeast that is present on grape. Okay, at first the contents of the tank are mixed twice a day by pushing the cap of floating skin and stems of grapes under the surface of liquid, or pumping the juice over the skin, or mixing in some other way. But we have to mix the contents twice a day for aeration, to encourage growth of yeast and help in the extraction of color from skins. Extraction of color from grapes, skin of the grape is very important as far as red wine production is concerned. Color is extracted by the alcohol also, which forms during the fermentation. Fermentation may be carried out in open vessel or closed vessel, but closed vessels are preferred because chances of contamination by undesirable microbes is more in open vessel. So closed vessels are favorable. Now what is cap? Actually, when we are making grape wine, the grapes are crushed and then poured into the open fermentation tank. Once the fermentation begins, because CO2 is generated in the fermentation tank, because of that CO2 pressure, the grape skins and other solid materials are pushed on the surface. This layer of skin and other solid is called as cap. So we push the cap, we say. Now the red pigment or color for making red wine can also be extracted from the skin by heating, and then it is added back to the juice. Later, we discontinue the process of mixing. Why we discontinue mixing? So that anaerobic conditions are created which are favorable for alcoholic fermentation. During the course of fermentation for making red wine, the temperature has to be maintained in the range of 20 to 30 degrees Celsius during active fermentation, which may continue up to 3 to 5 days. But the optimum temperature for making white wine is 10 to 20 degrees Celsius, and active fermentation occurs on 12th to 14th day. Excessive high temperature inhibit wine yeast and permit the growth of competing organisms like lactobacilli. Very low temperature slows down the action of yeast wine. Very low temperature slow down the action of wine yeast and permit the growth of wild yeast and other organisms. So we have to maintain the temperature in the range of 20 to 30 degree when we are making red wine. Okay, heat is also liberated during fermentation. It is coupled with the high atmospheric temperature. This artificial coupling may facilitate artificial cooling of the grape must. Okay, grape must is grape juice. Okay, after active primary fermentation has progressed sufficiently, say for a period of 3 to 5 days, the fermented juice is drawn off from the residues. Okay, at the bottom of the tank, the residues get collected. So the top layer of the juice, fermented juice, is removed. It is called as racking off process. Okay, so after active primary fermentation has progressed, fermented juice is drawn off, racked off from the residues, and it is placed in another storage tank under a light pressure of CO2. So there is a layer of CO2 over it for secondary fermentation. 7 to 11 days at about 21 to 29 degrees Celsius. Okay, is the process, is the time required for secondary fermentation. Here the remaining sugar is also fermented if you are desiring a dry wine. The clear wine that gets collected at the top is drawn off, racked off from the sediment that is present at the bottom of the tank. Okay, so sediment is present at the bottom. The top clear layer of wine is racked off after a period of say 7 to 11 days. Right. Okay, so what is you can look here the flow sheet. Okay, pick the grapes, select the grapes, wash them, grind them, and then potassium metabisulfite or SO2 addition. Okay, pressing for white wine, after pressing we get the juice and it is then fermented by adding S. cerevisiae. For red wine, we press the juice along with the skin itself, and we don't remove the juice. We actually, along with the skin itself, we carry out the fermentation by inoculating with the yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae variety ellipsoides, and then the pressing and all is done. Then we have the juice which is subjected to primary fermentation. After that, secondary fermentation in the storage tank, then aging. After aging, flash pasteurization, cooling, filtration, and storage in wooden tank of white or red oak. Then bottling. After bottling also pasteurization is practiced sometimes. We get white wine and red wine depending upon what varieties of grapes we have used. Okay. Right. So once primary fermentation is over, we go for secondary fermentation in tanks where it is stored for a period of 7 to 12 days. The clear wine that collects at the top is to be removed. Okay. And then follows the next process, that is storing and aging. The wine may be flash pasteurized before aging to precipitate out the proteins. It is cooled and held for a few days, filtered, and then transferred to wooden tanks. Usually wooden tanks made up of white oak or redwood are preferred, or a tank may be of plastic coated concrete tanks. Okay. For aging, we use wooden tanks or plastic coated concrete tanks. The tanks are completely filled with the you can say pasteurized and filtered juice and sealed to keep out air. Matlab perfect anaerobic conditions are created. So the tank is filled completely and sealed. Periodically the wine is drawn off from the bottom of the sediment, or the wine is racked off and checked. The final aging may be in the bottles. Aging for months to years in the tank or in the bottle results in the desirable changes in the body and flavor of wine. Okay, aging for months to years results in the desirable changes in the body and flavor of wines, giving it a particular aroma, which is one of the characteristic of wine. So aging improves the body of wine. It imparts flavor and aroma to the product. Esters and alcohols are considered important contributors to the aroma and taste of the wine. Okay. During aging, some fermentation of malic acid of grape juice by lactobacilli or micrococci may take place with the production of lactic acid, CO2, and reduction in acidity takes place. Okay, so during aging, malolactic fermentation may also take place. Right. After aging, wine is filtered, bottled, and stored. Some wines are pasteurized after aging, usually in bottles. Okay. So once primary secondary fermentation is over and aging is over, wine is filtered and bottled and then stored. Some wines are pasteurized after aging, usually in bottles also. The final alcohol content present in the wine varies widely, but it is usually between 6 to 9% by weight or 8 to 13% by volume. So 6 to 9% by weight or 8 to 13% by volume is the alcohol concentration present in wine. Okay. Now another important aspect is volatile acidity of wines. A high content of volatile acids in wine is an indication of faulty fermentation. Okay. So if high content of volatile acids are present in wine, it indicates faulty fermentation. So the legal limit for volatile acid content in US is 0.15 gram per 100 ml for red wine and 0.12 gram per 100 ml for white wine. That must be the volatile acidity. It should not be more. If volatile acids are more in wine, it is an indication that fermentation is faulty. Okay. So all in all, we have grapes that are to be crushed, fermented by adding the yeast, then secondary fermentation followed by pressing to remove the clear wine, then aging, finishing, and then bottling. So the rest of the winemaking process, that is microbiology, the factors that affect microbiology of the winemaking process and types of wine, we will discuss in the next presentation.